Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Rialonda is the most traveled Filipino hero in history. Rizal's journey is an important facet of his education and sophistication through which he learned the culture and politics of other countries. After graduating from the University of the Philippines, Rizal went on a journey to Spain without his parents' permission to continue his medical studies and complete his secret mission to observe the Spanish country's action, habits, language, customs, and laws. Armed with a limited budget of 356 pesos and courtesy of his brother Pasiano, Rizal embarked to Barcelona, Spain, via the Spanish steamer Salvadora. During this long trip, on a series of stopovers along the way, he visited several countries, the first of which was Singapore. He stayed at the Hotel de la Paz and spent 2 days in this country, where he visited the Botanical Garden, Buddhist temples, and Sir Thomas Stanford Raffles statue. He then boarded the ship, the Jamna, to get to Europe. Aboard the ship, the Jamna, he improved his knowledge of the French language. Sri Lanka. There he went to Colombo, the capital of Ceylon. Rizal admired Colombo because of its beautiful places. The ship then proceeded to North Africa, Suez Canal, Egypt, to Italy. This was his first time to ever step in Europe. Here he went to Naples and Marseille. He was impressed with the people here as well as with the beautiful scenery of the municipality. He went to the famous place Château d'If, where Dantes was imprisoned in his favorite novel, The Count of Monte Cristo. By boarding the express train, he arrived in Barcelona, Spain, where he met some Filipinos. He also made the first nationalistic essay he wrote abroad entitled Amor Patrio, which was later published in Diaryong Tagalog.
France. He visited the capital of France, where he was fascinated by its architectural wonders. He went to the Rouanic Hospital to observe and became an apprentice of Dr. Louis D. Wecker to specialize in ophthalmology. He also joined the Freemasonry and was impressed with the freedom they enjoyed in openly criticizing the government. Germany. Rizal arrived in the town of Heidelberg, Germany. He was so enamored with the Heidelberg flower that he wrote a beautiful poem about them entitled A Las Flores de Heidelberg, or To the Flowers of Heidelberg. On April 26, 1886, he left Heidelberg for Wilhelmsfeld, Germany to honor an invitation extended to him by Reverend Karl Ulmer. Rizal was invited to visit the vicarage. He studied the German country life and practiced speaking good German with the Ulmer's family with whom he lived. By August 15, he left Wilhelmsfeld for Leipzig, Germany, to offer no little knowledge in Tagalog to Professor Ferdinand Blumenthal for the latter's study of the language. On October 1886, Rizal worked as an apprentice of Dr. Otto Becker and was able to visit picturesque spots in the historical city, including the cities of Heidelberg, Leipzig, Dresden, and Berlin, where he wrote Noli Me Tangere. He met Dr. Adolf Meyer and was impressed for the first time with the spirituality of the Catholic Holy Mass. Czech Republic. He went to Prague and met Dr. Wilcom from the University of Prague, who toured him to the city's historic spots including the tomb of Copernicus and the National History Museum. Austria. Rizal was impressed because of literature and music. He met a famous European novelist, Northern Fals, who toured him to the churches, art galleries, and other places visited by tourists. Switzerland. Rizal was accompanied by his good friend Maximo Viola. They visited the Wine Falls, which is said to be the largest plain waterfalls in Europe. Rizal was particularly fascinated with Geneva, where the people speak French, German, and Italian. They also celebrated Rizal's 26th birthday in Geneva. By June 23, Viola had to return to Barcelona and Rizal continued his journey. Italy. In Italy, Rizal went to Turin, Milan, Venice, and Florence. He then arrived at Rome and walked around the city. After a week of sightseeing in Rome, he returned to the Philippines. Philippines. Rizal returned to the Philippines after a 5-year trip to Europe. He also wanted to operate on his mother and see the effect given by his novel Mallete on the Filipinos and the Spaniards. Rizal left the Philippines for the second time due to that he was hounded by powerful enemies such as friars. Hong Kong. He stayed at Victoria Hotel in Hong Kong and practiced himself for being an ophthalmologist. He studied the Chinese culture and was fascinated with the colorful Chinese New Year. He then visited the nearby city of Macau for 2 days along with a friend, Jose Maria Basa.
From Hong Kong, he reached Yokohama and proceeded to Tokyo the next day. Japan. He lived in the Spanish legation in Tokyo upon the invitation of its secretary, Juan Perez Caballero. During his stay in his country, he noticed its beauty and as well as the strict discipline of the people. He also met the 23-year-old Sieko Usui, who became his lover. United States of America. The ship arrived in San Francisco. For a week, they were, however, quarantined, allegedly because of the cholera outbreak in the Far East. Here he saw the different treatment of the white Americans towards the Chinese and Negroes. London. Rizal manually copied and annotated Antonio Morga's Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, a rare book available in the British Museum. He also became the honorary president of the Patriotic Society, Association La Solidaridad, and wrote articles for the La Solidaridad. Paris. Rizal visited Paris just a week for some historical use at the National Library. He wrote Por Telefono, a satire against Padre Labrador Font, who was the initiator of the ban on Noli Me Tangere in the Philippines. This is also where he finished writing the El Filibusterismo and witnessed the Universal Exposition of the Eiffel Tower. Spain. Rizal went to Barcelona and Madrid to communicate with Filipinos about the propaganda for the Philippine reform. Graciano Lopez Heina founded the newspaper La Solidaridad with Marcelo H. del Pilar as its editor. Belgium. Rizal left for Brussels, Belgium because living in Paris is expensive. He kept himself busy publishing El Filibusterismo and sending articles to La Solidaridad. Philippines. Rizal returned to Manila, and by July 1892, he founded La Liga Filipina. He was then deported to Dapitan for allegedly sending anti-church pamphlets. The trial of Rizal began on December 26, 1896, and on the same day, the court decided to execute him by shooting.
December 30, 1896, Rizal was then executed in Bagong Bayan.
Consumatum est! Fuego!